everyone. I'm Jerry Brown, and I'm very excited today. We have a special guest in the studio with us, and this is Michael Kosko. Say hi, Michael.
Hello, everyone.
Michael is part of the Knights of Columbus, and Knights of Columbus is a Catholic men's group, and and I'm also a member too, and we do great work in the community, and we're here to share about what we do and how you can understand, because a lot of times we don't understand, we don't follow, with this world of ours, and everybody's trying to do better and help everybody out. It's just not, a lot of times people think it's just a Catholic thing that I'm involved in. No, it's a community. We're all community, we're all one. We're all one in trying to get to heaven. So this is what we do as the Knights of Columbus. Michael will explain what we do. So Michael, how'd you get involved with the Knights of Columbus?
Well, I've been a member since 1994, and basically I was looking to help my community and get involved with other men with like values.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my main purpose, and so I was approached by one of the other Knights at church who asked me if I would like to, come and join the Knights of Columbus, and I said, sure, I'll come and see what it's all about, and I did that, and then the next thing you know, I joined the Knights of Columbus, and that was in 1994, so here
Wow.
it is, 2024, and last year I became the Grand Knight of
yes.
Council 1350 in Shelton.
Nice.
So I'm kind of running our council for a little while.
Right, and what I know I had a friend back in high school, John. He joined the Knights when he was, I think, 18, 19, and he got involved with the Knights back then. And I heard about the Knights back then, but you're busy, and you're young and you're doing things, and I thought about joining the Knights a long time ago, but it wasn't right yet. And God knows what He's doing, so somebody asked me to join, and I decided to. And it's really good because I reached out to another friend of mine in church, and he was a little hesitant about joining, Bruce, and he ended up joining, and he's even gone higher in the Knights because there's different levels than I have, and I'm just happy he's there too. I had him, he decided to join too. So kind of explain, because people could think of the Knights of Columbus, where they started and how are we involved with the community?
Well, the Knights of Columbus actually started around the late 19th century for a priest in New Haven, Michael J. McGivney. And it was marked by a growing prejudice back then and dangerous factory working conditions. And Michael McGivney was looking to form a lay organization to help families who were, losing their husbands and children who didn't have fathers. And that's how the Knights came to be. And so in actually 1882, they elected the first, general people to start the first council there in New Haven to help all the families. So that's really where the Knights started.
Knights started, yes, and Father McGivney, there's also, he was in New Haven, and they even have an area up there. What church? I think there was a church he started. Where was he?
St. Mary's in New Haven.
In New Haven, yeah,
Yeah,
which is a beautiful church too. But the Knights, I think, here we go back. We're in 2024, and the Knights, we're involved in the Knights, and basically, what are we doing as Knights? We're helping, right, the community. We have women that don't have husbands, they have children. Tell some of the things we do for like families.
So the Knights have a lot of different programs that all the councils can do throughout actually throughout the world now, because we have a lot of world councils all over the world. But our main programs are faith, family, community, and life. And we have different programs through all of those sections. But most of the Knights are really concerned with what's happening in their community. So we have programs like Leave No Neighbor Behind, where Knights go out to people who can't come out of their houses and knock on their doors and say, you need help, or you need us to get groceries for you, or whatever they need. We try to go out there and help them within our community. In 2020, the Supreme Council, we announced a donation of $1 million to all the food banks through, different communities throughout the United States, and we gave money to all the different food banks so they could help with their people. In 2022, we donated 1,500 ultrasound machines for women's health. From 2009 to 2023, we celebrated a milestone of 1 million coats donated to the Coats for Kids campaign throughout the United States. So we do a lot of stuff in the communities themselves. We have a global wheelchair mission, which we repair, and we get wheelchairs for people who are in need. So we support Habitat for Humanity, helping hands for kids and for all different people. We do for the 9 to 16-year-olds, we do a free throw competition, we do a soccer competition, we do a hockey competition. So we really try to get the community involved in all the aspects of the things that we do to try to help all the time. And all of our stuff is always free to the communities. The only thing that we ask when people pay for is when we have a fundraising event, because that's what supports all of these different things that we do as Knights of Columbus.
Wow, very good. And I know too, there's diaper, what is the diaper?
Yeah, we do diaper drives. Most of the councils are doing diaper drives for, different organizations that are helping, unwed mothers or people who are in need throughout all the communities. You have to remember that there should be a Knights organization in almost every town or city throughout, Connecticut definitely, but throughout the whole United States. I mean, the Knights are everywhere. So, if you need help, all you need to do is find out where your local council is, call somebody up, find out a phone number, and ask for help. And somebody will be helping you, whether it's that council direct, or it's the national council, or the state council, but we're always there to help no matter who you are. You don't have to be Catholic to ask for help around here. So that's one thing you really need to realize. We are a Catholic organization, but we help anybody who's in need.
Right, that's so true, because I've been at meetings, council meetings, and we'll bring up on the floor for a vote, let's say there's a person, for instance, in the Diocese of Bridgeport, a young man wants to become a priest, so we will we'll do donation to him to help him along with his process into becoming a priest. I mean, and somebody could bring up anywhere, there's somebody that is in need of something, it doesn't matter who they are, and we'll bring it up and we'll find a way to get some donation to them or help them out, diapers, whatever it takes. And that's what I love about the Knights. There's always a need, and we always try to fill that need as Knights of Columbus. And the key you said was, you don't have to be Catholic. We're a Catholic organization, but we are out there for everybody, and we want to become very much a well-known in the whole community. And because a lot of people, they know about the Knights. Where I work too, there are members that come in, and they say, when I mention the Knights of Columbus, they go, oh yeah, I know about the Knights. So it's out there. Tell them about the brine bags, which I think is great, because tell them how to do that, because I always keep them in my car sometimes, and explain what the brine bag's all about.
So we started, our council started brine bags probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And a gentleman, it's called Brian O'Connell was the gentleman's name, and he was a veteran who passed away, and he was homeless and living in a tent alongside the Naugatuck River. And what happened was his mother and his father got together and started BrianO'Connell.org. And what they do is they went out to all the homeless people and asked them, what do you need? And so the homeless people said, well, really need this, and this. So they put together a bag that we put together. It's a 1 gallon plastic bag, and you put different things in there. So like we put in socks and a bar of soap and toothbrushes and toothpaste and a bottle of water and crackers and certain medical supplies they need and deodorant. And so they go from place to place, and what you do is you carry the bag in your car. And if you stop on the street and there's a homeless person and they're looking for money, rather than giving them money, we hand them this bag. And they're so grateful because they need all of this stuff. Because the people from Brian Bags, they go out and they ask them every year, well, what do you need us to put in the bag? And the homeless people tell them, and then we change different things that we're putting in the bag. Things that you wouldn't even think of that they need. And one of the things that really surprised me was they asked for electrical tape. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you need electrical tape for? But you know, you don't think as a homeless person. So, but what they do with the electrical tape is they'll tape up their ankles and their wrists with the electric tape to keep their clothes tight on their wrists during the winter and their ankles so that air doesn't blow in and they don't get cold. So there's things that they need, and you know, they go out and they ask them and they said, oh, this is what we need. So I have this sign here. Here we go. BrianBags.org. If you go onto this site, you'll be able to, you know, see the different things that they need. And if they need help, and if you're an organization who wants to make Brian Bags, you can go to the site and you can just make Brian Bags. So right now, I think it costs maybe about somewhere between $12 and $15 to make a Brian Bag. So at our Knights organization, we usually make 100 bags.
Right.
And then we give them to our brother Knights, and they take them and put them in their cars. And then we also deliver some to our Sister of Mercy in Bridgeport, and they go out on the street and they hand these bags out to homeless people. So it's a really great way to help your community.
It's so true, and it's so cool that I would have these bags in my car, and the first year I had them in my car, I was going into work, and there was a homeless woman underneath the highway, and she's actually was sleeping in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
This was like in the middle of the winter, and I just stopped the car in the middle of Fairfield Avenue. I grabbed the bag and I went over and I gave it to her, and I said, God bless you, and I haven't seen her since there or whatever. I hope she's in a shelter or whatever, but I couldn't believe that actually in the state of Connecticut there was somebody underneath a highway sleeping in a cardboard box in the middle of the winter. That just like blew me away. I said, you know, and those are the things too. I've had Brian Bags where I'll just see somebody and I'll just stop the car, roll down the window and give it to them, and they're so thankful they take it. And even on Christmas morning, there was a gentleman collecting cans on the side of the street. And I was at my sister-in-law's house, and he comes walking up the street, and he was the can guy or whatever they call him. They give him a special name. And they come up, I'm getting out of the car, my sister-in-law and wife are there, and he comes up and I go, and I come over and I hand him the bag, and he took it and he put it in his bag, and he thanked me, and they go, what'd you do? I says, I just gave him a bag, you know, just toiletries and all kinds of, and he's so grateful. Yeah. And those are the things, it gives you an opportunity to help somebody at that moment when they probably need some help. And that's what I really love about the Knights. Another thing I love about the Knights too is the area I kind of get involved in more sometimes is going to different elderly, retirement or convalescent homes or whatever, and bringing prayer to people in where they're, that's all they have is in Shelton we have, what we do, I think it's every month they go and they...
So our council does, once a month we go to, it's called Benchmark, it's a senior community, and we go there and we pray the rosary with the people, and they're really appreciative that someone comes and talks with them and, communicates and,
Right.
and prays with them. And the thing is even though we're praying the Catholic Rosary, again, people come from all different religions. We have the Baptists, we have the Episcopalians, all different ones come and still say prayers with us. Even though they might not be saying the Rosary, they come there and they say the prayers and they appreciate that someone's there and praying with them.
Right.
And I think it's really important that, again, we also remember the senior citizens, because
Right. Oh, yes.
they, even though they might be in a nice place and they're living in a nice place, they still need your help. They still need people to come and see them. They still want to pray. They still want to do those things. And,
Right.
we give them the opportunity to do that.
Right.
And so, actually, this month is going to be pretty special because we can't do it on Father's Day, so we're doing it the next Sunday. But we're doing what's called the Patriotic Rosary, which is where you say a Hail Mary with every state throughout the United States. And we pray for every state in the United States when we do the Patriotic Rosary, which is really nice. And sing a lot of the old songs that the kids nowadays probably don't remember.
Right.
But we sing a lot of the old patriotic songs with them and
Right.
stuff. So it's really important that we continue to do this.
And another thing I think about the nights too is trying to get men to join the nights, because we do that because a lot of the nights are older gentlemen and they like to get the younger crowd involved or whatever and start young with it. So that's where I have no children, but I've been trying to, hoping and praying that maybe my nephew or somebody in my family will join the Knights of Columbus, because we have to carry on, because we're not going to be here forever. And I think, we pray for that. The Holy Spirit will bring more people to join the Knights of Columbus and bring it in, because we're helping everybody. And it's just like every religious denomination, wherever in the world, has their arm that's helping people. And if we put all our arms together, we could all help so many people. And that's why I love about the Knights. It's a great organization, fellowship. We even have it's called, that's coming up too, where we try to invite men in, and we give them a little cookout. It's a cute name. I love that. Tell them what the name.
So in June, and rather than have our meeting, we have what's called MEAT, M-E-A-T, the Knights, because we have a barbecue and there's all kinds of meat involved for everybody. So we're trying to feed them, which is also important for guys, because listen, we all know that guys are working all the time, most of us, especially the younger guys. They're going to work, they're working till 5, 6 o'clock at night, they're trying to get home, see their families. Most of our meetings are like 7 o'clock, they're just getting out of work. So what we do at our council is we have a dinner for them during our meeting. So we feed them for the first half hour, they can come, they can have their dinner. Then we have a short meeting. I try to keep our meetings really short because guys don't want to stay there for hours listening to people gab, just want to do business and get it over with. Then if they want to stay and have some social time, they can. Otherwise, they can go home to their families. So it's been working well for our council right now.
Right. And I think that's a great idea. And going back to the brine bags, I remember one Saturday when I was first joining the Knights, I went down there on the Saturday and we did the brine bags. And then we even got, I don't know who thought of it, but got smarter. At the meeting, we lined up everything. So everybody that showed up at the meeting, we just grabbed a bag and went around the room, and we were done in no time.
Yeah.
So, and we had quite a few bags.
I think one of the other things that's important about the brine bags that we put in there also is we usually put in a $5 gift card for either like McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts. So this way, like, especially in the winter time for the homeless people, they can get off the street and get into some place that's warm, grab a coffee, maybe use the bathroom if there's no bathroom around, and get cleaned up and stuff. So it's important that those $5 gift cards go in there.
They come in quite handy and stuff. But it's even I've even at the because I used to go to the community center right here in Shelton, and I know I guess they would allow homeless would come in to shower downstairs and stuff like that. So it's community. So that that somebody within Shelton Community Center understands that the needs of people, and this is just what everybody does, and what the Knights try to do in our community is help out as best we can.
Yep.
Whatever. And I forget, I joined the Knights maybe a couple of years ago, whatever, but I enjoyed I was so called, I used to come in with some spiritual, I would find it, this is a magazine here that all the Knights get sent to their homes. It's called Columbia. In Columbia, actually where the Knights are stationed in downtown New Haven. That's another place you would like to go see. If the isn't there a museum down there?
They have a museum downstairs in New Haven that they have events, I mean not events, but they have showings during the year of different religious things. And then the good thing about it is it's a free museum.
Mm-hmm.
The parking is free under the building. So if you get a chance to go there, especially like around Christmas time,
yeah,
they do
nice.
all the crushes from around the world,
Mm-hmm.
if you'd like to see that. But different times of year, they have all different things going on. You can call and find out what's happening, you know, whatever time of year you want to go.
Yeah, we went to see the creches that time in New Haven. It's really, really beautiful. And that's, so we try, as the Knights, we're always involved in everything. That you might not think, but we are somewhere involved. The Knights are involved, maybe quietly or loudly or whatever. In all parts of the world, the Knights have a chapter. Because in this book here, it's just not United States. I mean, if you go through this, you'll find people all over the country, all over the world. You know, even baseball players are Knights. Everybody, you know, they're all involved. You go through this book in honor of our fallen heroes, in Memorial Day. They're involved there. Did they put they must help put the flags out, or, yeah.
Yeah, on Memorial Day, we put flags out all the time, and on
Mhm.
Veterans Day, they
Yeah.
go and they put flags on all the graves,
Right.
so.
So it's the Knights, you think about the Knights, we're just trying to enlighten you on what the Knights are all about, because you'll hear about the Knights of Columbus. If there's a disaster, is there anything going on? Oh, the Knights are there, or whatever. And we're just kind of informing you that this is a group, and people will think it was just, we're just helping just people, Catholics or whatever, but no, we're worldwide, and we help everybody. And I really enjoy because our priests in our parish too, they become Knights too, and they come to our meetings, and they're our spiritual directors, so they'll lead us in prayer all the time, which I really enjoy. We also have a road race too. Ashley, we're in everything. If you want to run, you can run too.
Or you can walk.
Or you can walk. That's in Shelton. It's when is that?
It's in the spring.
Springtime.
Yeah,
Yes.
usually
It's a
like
5K.
End
Right?
of April, it's a 5K road race that we do. It's one of our big fundraisers.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. It runs in the Derby River Walk through Derby and Ansonia. And so it's one of our biggest fundraisers. We also do the mini golf
Right,
for
yeah.
families,
Yeah,
which is another fundraiser for us in September, which works really well.
Right.
And again, they're all family events. So like, even though we call it a 5K run, families can come and you can just walk with your children. You don't have to run.
Yeah. And I can remember, because we, as Knights, we go out and we volunteer as they're coming around there, we throw them a water. And, you know, it's so funny because I didn't do this year, but the first year I did, it's really cool. I always wanted to do that, right? I always wanted to stand at a race and hand water to people. And the professional, the people that are professional, they don't want you to go near them, right? Just make sure, just give me that water, you know, because you want to finish the race first. So they kind of, you're like this, just, you know, throw it to me or whatever. But then there's the people that are walking or running that are kind of just doing it for healthy reasons. They'll take the bottle and they'll have a slug or two or whatever. But I thought that was so cool to see. And then we would get little awards at the end for the winners and so forth and so on. But like Mike says, when the donations and what we make on that goes right back into the community, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's another thing you need to remember is really to support your local Knights organizations, because every penny that comes into the Knights goes out back to your community. I mean, we don't keep any money at all. So everything goes back to their community, whether it's food banks or thrift shops or homeless shelters, and many more organizations. We give all that money back. I mean, in Shelton, where we are, our council, we give to St. Vincent de Paul Society, we give to Spooner House. So we're given to, all different places. So all the funds go right back into your local community, and they're helping you and your neighbors. And that's what you always have to remember about the Knights, is that we're there to help you. And if you need help, like I said, find a Knights organization, call them up, ask them for help. It's really important. And then any Catholics who would want to join the Knights, we also have, you can go online and type everything in, and you'll get, they'll tell you which your local council is, and you can call them up, and you can definitely, join up, and any council will be glad to have you.
Right, that's true. That's what's a good thing about the Knights. Knights in your parish, if you're Catholic and you go whatever parish, and you could join the Knights in your parish, and they do everything too. Even I noticed they at St. Teresa's in Trumbull, they're always at the food line for down in Bridgeport. Right, every Thursday they'll go down there. So, and it's fantastic. So I just thought that I thank you, Mike, for coming on today with me, to explain the Knights of Columbus, because sometimes we get not understood what we do out there, and we don't go around and blow our horn or anything like that. But if you see anything with the Knights of Columbus involved, this is what we do. We're there for you. You can get in contact with us. We don't care. Just talk to us, and we'll find a way to help you out. And that's what we love to do, and why we join, and why we become Knights. And there's different degrees or whatever. If you ever see us out dressed up at a funeral or in church or whatever, that's another part of the Knights too, the support in the church. We do, in our parish, we have we give the Chalice Award to a family in our parish that is kind of like a role model for other families, so we honor them too. We give them notoriety.
Family of the Month.
Family of the Month is called. So we try to touch everybody, and I'm just happy that we got this out here, Mike.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming in and helping explain what we do for the Knights of Columbus.
Yep.
And on Armor On. So we're here for you. We're here for you. So as Mike said, you can get in contact with us at any time. So I think we're about out of time, Mike. Thank you so much again for coming down, and thank you for tuning into Armor On. And we'll see you next time. God bless you, and God bless America.